Hey everybody, Brian here with TrailGrid Pro. Wanted to go over real quickly with you today the installation of our Sony microphone mount for the 2014 to 2021 Toyota Tundra. I've gotten a lot of questions about these since I made a comment in a previous video. We have been sending these out with all of the Tundra bundles for the last couple months or so, but we wanted to touch base with you guys and give you a little snippet about how exactly these install in your overhead console. If you picked up one of our plug and play bundles for the 14 to 21 Tundra, you will find the 3D printed microphone mount along with the instructions and the provided Sony microphone in your installation parts bag. If you are purchasing the microphone mount separately, you will just get the microphone mount. Now, keep in mind this does fit Sony. It may also fit some other manufacturers' microphones. It does not fit Alpine, but it may fit some of the other ones on the market. So if you already have another aftermarket head unit, this may be a great solution for you to hide your microphone up in the headliner console instead of having it stuck somewhere in the rest of the cab of your truck. Putting the microphone in the microphone mount only takes a few simple steps and a few simple tools to get the job done. One tool that you're going to need is some sort of panel removal or pry tool, and the other tool that you're going to need is a T20 Torx bit screwdriver to get the 4 screws out of the headliner console. So before we go to disassembly of the headliner console, let's go over real quickly how to put the microphone into the microphone mount and get it ready to get put in the truck. Like I just said, in the install parts bag, you will have your Sony microphone mount. You will also have the Sony provided microphone. This is going to come with a couple of options. You have the C-clip, and then there's also a pedestal mount. So we're going to swap out the C-clip for the pedestal mount, and to do that, just pull it off. It's just on a little swivel ball there, so we can set the C-clip to the side, and then we're just going to press on the pedestal mount, and that will snap into place. There's also a piece of double-sided tape. We can go ahead and apply that to the bottom of the pedestal mount. So we'll go ahead and peel off one side, get that lined up and right in the middle, and we'll go ahead and stick that. We're going to leave the paper on the other side for now until we get ready to install it. And then the last assembly step is we're going to take the microphone mount. You see there's 2 legs here, and then there's 2 upper supports. The microphone with the rounded end here, we're going to stick it down into the microphone mount. So if you just go in from the top like that, just kind of keep working it in, and you'll see that the grooves in the microphone mount will line up with the grooves in the microphone, and the end of the microphone is just short of the bottom of the legs. Obviously we don't want it all the way down because otherwise this is going to be touching our headliner console. So that is all the assembly that we need for right now. Our next step is to remove the headliner console so that we can get access to where we're going to mount this. To remove the overhead console here, there are a total of 4 screws that we need to remove. The first 2 are going to be in the sunglasses compartment. So there's going to be 2 T20 Torx bits here. The other 2 are hidden under this panel. So we'll go ahead and open this up, and let's grab our pry tool, and we're going to remove this entire panel. So we're going to insert in the gap there between the panel and the console. You can just gently pry down. You can see there's like little locking tabs that go all the way around. Usually once you get it started, it will kind of just drop out of the way. The SOS button, you can pull the entire assembly off. It usually just kind of wants to come off anyway. And then there's one connector here. We're going to go ahead and depress the tab and disconnect that, and we'll set our panel up out of the way. And then right here there are 2 more T20 Torx screws. So what I like to do is I like to start with the ones in the sunglasses compartment and then move out to remove those. So we'll grab our T20 and get all 4 of those out. You guys may find it helpful to use a little small flashlight, especially if where you're working it's dark. So let's go ahead and we'll unscrew these 4 T20s. And these are little, so make sure you catch them. we can move on to the two in the front. And just be aware that once you get the last one loosened up, the headliner console is pretty much just going to want to fall out. What I usually do is I'll support the headliner console with one hand until I get the screw out and get it safely set to the side. Get rid of our flashlight and our screwdriver, and then this whole piece is going to come out. So we'll notice there's one connector here on the back of the headliner console. We can go ahead and disconnect it, and then that will free up the entire piece. All right, now that we have this removed, what we're looking for is right here towards the front of the headliner console. You see this opening here with the 3 slots in it. That's where we're going to mount our Sony microphone mount, and then we're going to use the 3M sticky on the pedestal. We're actually going to stick that base part right here to this black plastic. That's going to not only hold it into the opening here, but it's also going to make sure that we don't have any sort of vibration or the microphones moving around. So we'll grab our microphone assembly here, and real quickly you can see there's one corner here is square, and the other we've kind of nipped off the edge. And we've done that because if you look at the side profile of the headliner console, you can see how much it slopes up right here. So when we insert our microphone, the part where the edge is cut off here, we want that to go towards the back edge of our headliner console, and then our 3M sticky is going to stick right here. So what we want to do is position that. Here's the cut off edge, and then we're going to rotate the pedestal to where it's going long ways there. So at this point we can peel off the other side of the paper. We'll grab the microphone by the top there, and we're just going to press it right down into the headliner console, and that Sony mic mount will lock into place. And then we can adjust our microphone, and then we'll give the 3M tape a good stick to the side there. So you guys can see that is not going anywhere, fits in there perfectly. Now what I usually do is I'll set the headliner console on the center console of the armrest, and we're going to untangle the microphone wire. We'll get the end of it here, and at this point, now that we have the microphone mount installed in the overhead console, what we want to do is we want to take the 3.5mm jack here. We're going to feed it through this area of the actual headliner, and we're going to want to come out here by our mirror. This may be easier. I have a lot of wires running through here currently, but you can see just with your fingers you can easily poke that through. And then basically what we're going to do is we're just going to pull out most of the slack until we can kind of work it up, and then we're ready to actually reinstall the headliner console. So we're going to make our one connection, and then you see there's these 2 tabs here. They're going to lock in right here on the headliner. So again, just leave a little bit of slack in here. We can line those tabs up, and then we can put our headliner console back into place. And at this point we can grab our 4 T20 screws, and we can go ahead and reinstall the headliner console. With our 4 screws replaced, we can close the sunglass storage area. We're going to grab our panel here, and then all we need to do is fit the SOS button back into place, make our connector for the sunroof if you have it, and then this panel can just be pushed. Snap that back into place. Now our Sony microphone is neatly tucked away up here in the overhead console. All right, so like you guys saw, installation of the mic mount in the Tundra, fairly straightforward. Not a lot of tools to get it done, just takes a couple minutes. So I didn't show the full install. Normally you'd be doing this while you were installing your aftermarket radio, but like I said, after you have your microphone installed here and you have your wire pushed through to the window, you're gonna follow the top of the window, just tuck the wire up behind the headliner. You can wrap the A-pillar here. Found it easy to just pull the trim down like this, and then you can run the wire right down the inside of there to the bottom of the dash. You can go through the dash and you'll have more than enough cable to get to the back of your Sony head unit. You can just push that right back into place. And then the only step that you have left to do is plug the microphone into the port labeled mic on the back of your radio. So great upgrade, clean look for your Sony plug and play bundle. Like I said, this comes with all of the Tundra bundles, the Sony Tundra bundles from TrailGrid Pro. So if you want to pick up just the mic mount or any of the whole bundles, go check them out in the shop at www.trailgridpro.com. Like always, have a blast out there.